let this happen in this county because, you know, we have to stop this growth and everything. You know, we have some proposed projects out there that are coming up, and there's a good chance they're all going to get shot down. So where do we go from that? I mean, that's the hard reality of it. And I don't, I'm saying this, I think, for the benefit of not this board so much, as the benefit of our board next year. If we're not in the leaders of this year, of this area, who is?
Thanks, Supervisor.
Okay, thank you. The next part of this, moving right along here, is the, it's kind of a standing panel discussion. We're not going to actually set up a panel, but different people are going to speak to the items on the agenda, and Steve's going to run us through.
And we'll be all right if we take this a little bit out of order.
That'd be fine.
So, Pamela, would you like to go ahead and Pamela Patterson from West Company is here, and she just wanted to speak a little bit to economic development block grants and what we're doing there to as part of our economic strategy.
Okay, thank you. Hi. We'll talk about what West Company is. I know you've already heard that spiel, but I was glad to hear about wanting to gain some leadership in what we're going to be doing, because I think that's what we really need is some strong leadership. There's a big paradigm shift happening with economic development, and it's all around really not attracting outside business, but attracting entrepreneurs to your community to have them start growing businesses in your community. So what can we do to attract entrepreneurs is I think what we need to be looking at. And then growing our own. This morning I spent an hour on the phone with CAMEO, which is California Association of Microenterprise Opportunity, a mouthful. And what we talked about is how rural areas are really looking at how to use clusters and how to use a cluster of industries to grow local economies. So what we're looking at is how can we bring these innovative ideas to our rural areas, get them implemented and getting them working. So one of the things I'm doing right now is working with Steve on the next Community Development Block Grant application for Microenterprise Technical Assistance Program. And what I'm looking at is how can we use the microenterprises that are established and develop them into growing concerns that are going to bring dollars in. One of the areas I'm currently looking at works with the targets of opportunity. You've all heard me say targets of opportunity. One of the targets of opportunity is diversified healthcare. In diversified healthcare, there's a lot of complementary medicine services in our community, and I think that would be one way that we can offer a great service to tourists and getting more tourist dollars. You heard him talk about the study that just was recently done for Promotion Alliance, and what they kept telling us is people love us. Tourists love Mendocino County, and we're not going to expect it to be going down. We're expecting to be going up. They told every other destination area that they could anticipate 10% decline. We're going to be expecting at least 5% increase in business. So that's one area in which we can really focus on and look at. So if we looked at all the complementary medicine and healing arts micro-entrepreneurs in our community and strengthen those and had them kind of network and create kind of like the Coro Mendocino wines where they're presenting a marketing image that relates to that. Present that to the tourists and the visitors and provide a certain level of service in which tourists and visitors will come back because they love us so much. So those are the kinds of things that I'm looking at. I'd like to talk about the bucket because I have the bucket down here. Some of the things that we have been successful in doing, according to the SEDS, is working with startup businesses and growing businesses, growing local businesses. A few of the things that we're missing is mentoring the small businesses and educating the public about how the local economy works. We need to do more of that. I don't think that's one of the reasons we run into some of the difficulties we do. People don't understand, like this great presentation that Steve gave you today. And understand and develop our existing industry clusters, which we've been working on the last 2 years. We had several funding opportunities from 2004 and looked at the manufacturing cluster, looked at what we call the retirement cluster, and what is happening in the retirement cluster. And there's a lot of opportunities in all of those clusters, and I hope to use that information again with the CDBG funding. Am I hitting what you?
Absolutely.
And again, I think one of the most important things we can do is create an environment where we attract entrepreneurs. I hope that everyone has a chance to read the targets of opportunity. There's 6 major cluster industries that are emerging and growing and have lasted and made it through the declines that we have seen in our rural economy. Jacqueline Debitz from Humboldt Prosperity Network has just written a proposal to the Department of Labor to spend some time and money in gathering all of us together so we can take a look at those clusters and try to create this regional effect. And the kinds of things we're going to need is some leadership. If we're talking about a particular kind of industry, who do you know? How can we network them? How can we encourage people that this goes beyond maybe their own business, but goes to the community they love, the place that they call home?